The best salespeople in the world are the ones who do it without you even noticing. Everyone's a salesperson, especially if you're an entrepreneur. In the I'm Not Salesy podcast, join me, Cassie McKenzie, and my fabulous guests as we dive into the top strategies, mindset, and energetics around sales and money so that you can hear more, yes, I'm in, instead of crickets or getting ghosted. So if you're ready to fully book out your programs with aligned AF clients and have people chasing you down in your inbox, asking how to work with you, then subscribe to this podcast today and become not salesy too. Oh my goodness, this has been such a fun week. I am right in the middle of launching my LinkedIn lunch break. This is a program that's a 30-day accelerator for really getting your shit together on LinkedIn so that you can have a profile that attracts the right people and only spend less than an hour a day doing this and know exactly what to do at that time and how to interact with people so that you can come and bring in way more business. And the reason why I wanted to come out with a program like this is because I believe so much in LinkedIn. And so today I'm teaching you the 4 mistakes that I see people make most often with LinkedIn. And it's like if you could clean up these things, then you could make such a huge difference. And so I literally could do an episode about each of these 4 things, and I might actually do that because I want to make sure that you know how to use LinkedIn. If you are trying to make sales online and you have a coaching business and you are on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook and feel like you're spinning your wheels, you feel like you're putting a lot of effort out there and not getting a whole lot back, and you really are like fed up with it and thinking of like quitting your business, please don't at all, because I will tell you that it is most likely the fucking platform sucks. Because I will tell you, I have put so little effort into LinkedIn compared to Instagram and Facebook. And so much more like blood, sweat, and tears on these other platforms, feeling like shit, feeling like my content isn't seen by anybody, like fighting with the algorithm nonstop. And when I came over to LinkedIn, I did it from pure intuition. Something was telling me at the end of last year, go check out LinkedIn because there is a lot of opportunity. And I started to realize that LinkedIn is not the same thing that it used to be. It used to be a job search platform, and that's what I used it for back when I was working in pharmaceutical sales. If you don't know me, I'm Cassie McKenzie. I'm a sales coach, and I started my career out in 23 years ago in the year 2000. I was 21 years old. I looked like I was about 14. Had braces, a bad haircut, a Hello Kitty mirror that my manager made fun of me about behind my back. And besides all of that, like even with all of that, I put a process in place. I focused on selling with relationships. I focused on my customers and had a strategy and really sold my way, made my own selling style. And I ended up making 22 million in sales in 2 years. And this is what I bring online into the coaching world so that I can teach you as a coach or as a consultant how to promote your business in a way that feels good and feels natural and just feels like you're having a conversation at happy hour with one of your best friends. Okay? Because you don't have to do all the bullshit that a lot of people tell you to do. You literally get to do it your way in the way that feels good. And I'm here to help you do that. So I wanted to say that to say this. So obviously I've had a 20-year long, more than that actually, career selling in pharmaceuticals and being a sales trainer. I've trained over 1,000 people how to sell. And so when I came online, of course I was on Facebook and I was on Instagram and I really focused all of my energy there. I did not come to LinkedIn. And I wish I did a couple years ago because Lord freaking knows. Whew, it must have been a party back then. But everything, timing is right when it's right. And I'm so thankful that I came over earlier this year and really got serious about learning the platform, trying some things out. I was dedicated to figuring out what what is the thing? What is like the handful of things that makes you grow your business quickly so that you can stand out and you can have a red hot audience and you can have people who want to reach out and buy from you, even if they're complete strangers, all the time. And that's what I'm bringing to you in LinkedIn the LinkedIn lunch break, because I know you have a 9 to 5 or a busy schedule and might not have like 5 hours a day to just hang out, like commenting on every Tom, Dick, and Harry's post on LinkedIn. And you need to have like a very succinct and potent process, just a couple steps, so that you can do it every day in your free time, in between taking care of your kids, or in between your lunch break, or in between, living your fucking life and not having to live it on a social media platform. As much as I love the free advertising we get through social media, like, you don't want to spend all day there. There's other reasons to live, right? So today I wanted to bring about LinkedIn, since it is such a great platform for selling, and especially if you're a coach, because people there not just have money, right? Like, most of them have jobs. I think the average median income on LinkedIn is like $75,000. And they're also looking to grow. Also, besides that, though, there's a real feeling of community. There's a feeling of belonging someplace and finding your people and being seen and heard. And, I haven't found that anywhere else. I haven't found that consistently anywhere else. And so I really want to make it as easy for you as possible. And I want you to skip the mistakes that I see a lot of other people make out there. Because, like, I audit content all day long, right? I audit DMs, I audit content. I have conversations with my clients about like how to make them stand out and really get a lot more of their natural, authentic brand voice going. And so these are the 4 things that I see most often that you can clean up. And if you clean this up, then you will make sales. You'll attract the right people. You'll sign more dream clients. And that's really the goal here, right? Making that ripple effect, signing the clients and having fun doing it. So with that said, let's go to number 1. So the number 1 thing that I see most often for people who aren't really making a lot of sales or who are struggling online with LinkedIn is, okay, the first thing I notice is that people don't have their profile optimized. If I go to your profile and you don't have a cover photo, or, your about section looks really weak, if it's not really drawing out your the things that your ideal client is concerned about and that they want to fix in their life, then they're probably not going to want to get in touch with you. They're not going to be intrigued. You're not going to be one of those people that they, decide to follow and look out for their content every day. So your profile, you can think of as like a landing page, and you think of it like that is your billboard on LinkedIn. And it's different than on Facebook, where you just basically have like a cover photo and then your daily posts. In LinkedIn, you actually have so much real estate to work with to show your genius and to get people to interact with you and download your lead magnets and even sign up for your programs there. So there's a lot of spaces on your profile where you can highlight your magic, both visually and through the words that you use and through the links and through the experience that you have, as well as through social proof in highlighting the people who say that your work is great, right? And so this is where I spend the most amount of time at first with my clients, because we need to get this wrapped up. Like, we want people to get curious about you from your headline, and because your headline is real estate too, that people really take for granted, okay? And 99% of the people out there do not optimize their headline and put the keywords in there that you could, or really make it no question about what it is that you do and how you help people. So there's a way to do this that's very succinct and that's powerful and highlights and makes it look like you're an expert from day one. All right. So like, there's no room for baby coach energy in this, right? There's zero room for the baby coach freaking, I've got to prove myself first before I come out and offer anything. Like, come out there like you've been doing this your whole life, because chances are you have. You know, the best thing you can do to monetize your work, if you're in a 9 to 5 and you want to start your own thing, go with what you're doing currently in your job if you enjoy it, right? And bring that magic out as like a consultant or a coach, right? If you do branding for a marketing department at a fashion house, right, then you can bring that out and do brand coaching for online business owners so that they can stand out too, whether they're wanting to look more elegant or more modern or more down the earth or more edgy, you know? And there's so many ways to monetize the magic that you bring out into the world through your coaching business. And the profile is the place to start, because we want people to see you interacting on the platform and interacting with LinkedIn, and have people see you, click on your name, come to your profile, and be totally wowed. So that's the first opportunity to clean up. Now, the other thing that I see is if I go to your profile and I look at your recent activity, and you posted something for like 2 days last week, and then one time a month ago, and then another time 4 months ago, then I'm probably not going to want to come hire you, you know? And also, if you're reposting other people's posts, then it's not, I mean, that's nice and all, and I love seeing it done from time to time. But if the only content you are putting out consistently is somebody else's reposted material, then you're not going to look like an expert. People are not going to want to come out and hire you. So also, if you're not really all that active, then people won't know if you're going to be there the next day. They want to build that trust factor that whether you have a great profile or not, if you have a really great profile and somebody clicks on your name, comes to it, sees that, and then goes to look at like, well, what have you added to the conversation? Like, you're not commenting at all, then they're going to wonder, you know, are you that active on the platform? You know, if you haven't posted consistently over, you know, in the recent history, then they're going to wonder if you're even in business still. Because I've done that. I've known about people who were like really successful, and like some of my coaches have been like, hey, go check out their page, because you can go see what kind of content, or what kind, this was like early on, what kind of content or what kind of aesthetic they're using, like just to get an idea for what you like to do. And I'd go and check it out, and there they weren't very active. And so it made me wonder, are they even still in business? Do they even still do this? Do they provide this type of service? Because I don't really feel compelled to reach out to them. This doesn't really look that, you know, promising. And there's plenty of other people out there who are active every day. You know, honestly, if you're growing a long-term business and you don't have consistent content out there, then what are you even doing? Like, how are you spending your time, right? So I know I've said that before, and it's not that hard to create content. I actually teach you how to do this in the Sales Queen Takeover to make this a very easy, manageable process on a weekly basis. And you can even create all of your content in like an hour for the whole week. It doesn't need to take a whole long time to do this, and you can speak from your heart and your soul, which actually flows out even faster. But make sure you're being active, whether you're actively commenting on other people's posts, actively posting content, actively in the DMs, adding to the conversation. All of these things are going to add up and get you bonus points with your ideal clients when they come, see your profile, and then think about hiring you. Okay, now, the third mistake that I see people making very, very often is inconsistent engagement, okay? Looking at the engagement where you, like, say you have, for example, one of the things I see often is if people post every day, say you're consistently posting, and people are actually coming and commenting on your content, and then you're not commenting on their comment. Does that make sense? So one of the easiest ways to make people feel seen and heard is to acknowledge the comments that they're leaving on your posts. And you'd be very surprised. I mean, some people are like begging for people to just come comment on their posts because it's, first of all, fun, right? It's fun to see that somebody's, seen your, seen what you've put out there, and that they're, wanting to add to the conversation. But then also from an algorithm standpoint, it looks better that people find your content to be so interesting that it's, gathering some attention and people are commenting on it. But then also, people take their time and genuinely want to recognize you and what you've put out there and say thank you, or add their own thoughts or what their experience to what you've put out into the world that day. And when you're posting content and they're commenting on it, the etiquette really is to acknowledge that, reply to that, and you can reply in a way that recognizes them and thanks them for adding to what you, like the conversation that you started. Okay. Now, also what I see is a lot of people that are on the platform posting, but then they're not really commenting on anybody else's or engaging with anybody else's content. They're just posting and consuming. And when they're consuming, they're commenting in a way that doesn't really establish any kind of authority at all. It makes you look like you're a follower instead of a leader. And I teach this in my LinkedIn lunch break because this is one of those fast pass ways to gain authority. And when you have authority, I know that word's kind of thrown around a lot lately, but when you have authority, then you're looked at as an expert, right? This means that somebody's going to find you online and be like, wow, you're a leader. You're somebody who knows her shit. You're somebody I want to hire. And yeah, you can be online and add something that's like, if you see something like legitimately that's like new to you and you're like, holy shit, that was like really insightful. Thank you for adding that, like that kind of vibe. But for the most part, in your zone of genius, and if you are interacting with accounts on LinkedIn who are sort of in your same niche or serving the same types of clients that you serve, then you're going to want to stand out. And this goes into point number 4, where you're looking at content in the wrong way. That's the 4th mistake that I see people make. They're looking at content simply as something that you post every day, when your content actually has many, many, many more facets to it. Content is not just what you post every day. There's 5 other key elements to the content on LinkedIn, and that's what I share in the LinkedIn lunch break as well. But when we look at these different areas where you can highlight yourself and be center stage, you are not there on LinkedIn. Now, let me break this down. You are listening to this podcast because you want to make sales, which means if you want to make sales, then you see yourself as an expert on a topic, probably multiple topics, but specifically at least one that you are attempting to sell something around right now, right? You've built a coaching business around a topic. You see yourself as an expert, or at least 2 to 3 steps ahead of somebody else, right? And you want to get paid to help them fix that issue, right? You want to help them by getting paid for your genius. You want to help your ideal client to overcome whatever hurdle that they're up against. Now, that means you want to be seen as somebody that stands out, right? You want to stand out from the crowd. Stand out from the crowd as the person to hire, and stand out as an expert and as a leader. And in order to do this, you need to be commenting like a leader, posting like a leader, putting pictures up like a leader, branding yourself as a leader. And by leader, I don't mean that you need to wear a business suit and mind your P's and Q's and never say fuck or shit or God damn it. Like, if that's your jam and you like saying those things, then by all means, go say them. Mama Cass isn't going to call the police on you. And your ideal clients are probably going to love it because they probably speak like that too. And if you want to wear sweatpants in your videos and in your trainings, then do it by all means, or wear no pants. Like the wrong people are going to care about it, and the right people aren't going to care. They're going to love it. So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying though is like, because you can be a leader and not wear pants, right? That's what I'm saying. You can be a leader if that's your niche. You can be a leader and not wear pants. However, you can't be a leader if you're showing up like a follower. And in order to show up like a leader, you need to be commenting like one, showcasing your like knowledge and your embodiment of whatever topic that you're, you know, in the message that you want to get out into the world. And the best way to do this is by looking at content as a way to get visible, and to look at content not just as what you post, but as what you're commenting, as what you're in the DMs talking about, as what your headline is, what your about section says. All of this is content on this platform, and it all needs to be cohesive, have a consistent brand message, has to stand out and speak like you and sound like you. And most importantly, it needs to showcase how you are a go-to expert who knows their shit and shows up and wants to help the world because you have a lot of magic to give. And you can like proudly display this in the comment section, especially, where you're going to start getting seen across the platform by adding to the conversation. And if you can't tell, I said adding to the conversation probably 6 times in this 22 minutes. And it's true though. It's true. Like when you're adding to this, you're not just commenting. You're not just posting you're not just posting emojis or like, yay, I fully agree. You know, like you can say, yay, I fully agree. And my thoughts, and I would add that, you know, XYZ is super important to think about with XYZ topic, you know, be thoughtful, be concise, but also be a leader. And if you can follow these 4 steps, or look out for these 4 mistakes that I mentioned, I'm going to remind you what they are. So 1, and let's turn the mistakes into the opportunity. So 1, if you can button up your profile so that your profile stands out and gets all cleaned up, and get it all optimized so that you have this presence on LinkedIn that's rolling, and you become active and excited about your content and about connecting and about the collaborations and the opportunities that are available to you, and become consistent with your engagement and start looking at content as a way to get visible instead of just as something that you do every day, then you are not only going to get your followers up, but you're going to get your connections up. You're going to start seeing people reaching out to you in the DMs. This whole snowball effect is going to happen such that, you know, you keep doing the work, you keep showing up in this 1 hour a day with a very pointed strategy. And you will find that pretty soon you're going to start having conversations in the DMs. People are going to be saying, tell me about your coaching program. People are going to be reaching out saying, now I really want to join this, or I feel like I'm having XYZ problem. You know, can you help me? And it's the best feeling in the world because it's finally clicked and you're finally like feeling that momentum, that avalanche that's coming. And that's really the huge ripple effect that's going to turn into a wave for your business. So please take what I've told you today, it's like a mini masterclass almost, and run with it. Go straight to your LinkedIn profile, take a look, and really call yourself out on these 4 areas. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how close to making this mistake have you been? Like how big has it been, right? And there's always time to turn it around. All of these things are things that we are going to be buttoning up and cleaning up inside the LinkedIn lunch break. This is my 30-day accelerator program where you're going to learn how to stand out on LinkedIn and grow your audience full of people who want to buy from you, and be able to do this on your lunch break. And yes, even on Taco Tuesday, you can still squeeze it in. All right. Because you don't really have to be spending 5 hours a day on LinkedIn in order to sign clients. Like, I don't spend anywhere near that. And I've actually perfected the system to do this in less than an hour a day, because it can feel overwhelming to learn a whole new social media platform. But when you know the steps to take, then you can stop feeling like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall and end up making no money, right? And start having an inbox full of ideal clients ready to pay you instead, which is like the total vibe, right? So in the LinkedIn lunch break, I'm giving you that exact process on how to optimize your profile so that it's a client magnet and makes people really stand up and pay attention to you. And you're going to know exactly what daily actions to take on LinkedIn in less than an hour a day to have a standout presence and start getting inbound leads reaching out to you asking about your offers. So this is going to be a super fast-paced program. It's a 30-day accelerator. We are diving straight into profile optimization and dealing with this realm of limitless clients coming to you and having them be people that you absolutely love working with. And so you're going to have all the steps laid out for you, all the accountability along the way, so that you stop wasting time every day and like procrastinating or feeling overwhelmed or being like, I'll handle that later. And instead, like, start to actually do the shit that you need to do to make money. So reach out to me or hit the link in the show notes if you know that this is for you. We start Wednesday, May 17th. And if you're listening to this after May 17th, still reach out to me, because we can get you into the program. And you will get like your full 30 days, like no worries, you'll get access to the program, because I'm really dedicated to helping you replace that corporate income and sign more clients so that you finally have freedom to quit your job. Like, screw corporate America if you don't like it. You know what I mean? Now, if you like it, that's another thing. I can help you make money and have your job, and you can double dip there. That'll be fun. Like, that's a total vibe. Been there, done that. And so you can hit the link here to sign up, or reach out to me at Cassie McKenzie on LinkedIn. I absolutely love this profile or love this platform, and I want you to love it too. So thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead, and I will be talking with you next week with our guest, Alessandra Caprice. She is going to be our guest talking about breath work, which is another thing that's totally changed my life. So I can't wait. This is going to be such a fun week or month for the podcast. I have so many amazing guests, and it just keeps getting better and better. So have a great day, and I will be talking with you next week. Bye. If you loved this episode of I'm Not Salesy, then go ahead and hit subscribe so that you're notified of the next episode. And also leave a 5-star rating and a review. And if you send it to the link in the show notes, we will send you a present in return. We also love to feature reviews on the podcast as well. So we'd love to feature yours. So go ahead and send a screenshot to the inbox and come find me on social media. I love hearing what you're up to and how you're becoming not salesy too. I'll see you in the next episode.